Hey guys, welcome to the Days of Comics Past podcast. My name is Mike Neal, and below us, right there, that guy right there, is Caleb. I'm too good to show my face on camera. Eugene, how are you, Caleb?
What's going on, man?
And beside of me, the one and only Retro Bro.
Wagwan brethren.
How are you guys, man?
I'm doing good.
I was all right until I seen your face.
Ooh.
I know Retro.
And then he saw your face. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, I know Retro's doing good because I seen you today. I seen you yesterday.
That's right. I was smiling in the summertime when Corona is high. I could sanitize or potentially die.
That's what friends do. They communicate. They hang out
Right,
a little
right.
bit. You know,
Drink
where the
some
fuck have you been,
Modelo.
Caleb? Where you been at, Caleb?
Doing exams, man. It's that good old time of the year.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Hey, man, he's
All
getting
right.
his education further. Don't downplay that.
I'm
Don't do
no.
that.
I'm not. No. I'm proud of him. I'm
No,
proud of
man,
him,
he
Caleb.
downplays me,
You said-
period, man.
You sound condescending, Mike.
Yeah, he
I know
is.
what condescending sounds like. Like, that's a DNA strand inside me.
Caleb, I'm proud of you. Look at me in my eye. Can you see me? Hold on. Do you see me? Do you see
Look
me?
into my
Right here.
eyes and tell
proud
me.
of
Actually, you're a little frozen right now.
I'm proud of
You're
you.
a little
okay?
fucking frozen.
I'm
You
proud
got
of
some
you.
froze,
lag.
dude.
You got some lag going on there.
You Elsa for a second there.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you. Okay. So
You have to hug it. You have to hug him next time we see him, and I need to see the hug, and then I'll believe this. All right.
I'll dry hump him
All
right
right.
there. in
Moving
front of
forward.
you because I love him. Okay. Forward. All right. So something that me and Retro were talking about yesterday, but we didn't go into like big details about was Tom Green. Tom Green.
Oh
Tom
yeah.
Green is such an amazing individual.
Tom Green.
And the thing with Tom Green is I mean, explain your love for Tom Green.
The Tom Green show was a piece of my heart growing up. It came on late at night. My mom worked third shift. She thought me and my sister went to bed. She left from 9 p.m. to 7. No, we got up. And I would watch Tom Green and his crazy antics of like, he would go to his like parents' house or his friend's house and set up like sex statues and shit. And I had a best buddy named Evan who looked just like the guy he would fuck with. And like I would fuck with him in school. But overall, I loved his style of comedy. I loved that straight face, kind of like madness, where you could say the wildest shit and just be completely.
You said
And of
this
course,
guy's
Freddie
name
Got
is
Fingered, a
Tom Green.
masterpiece. Yeah,
Tom Green.
I'm not
it was
familiar
the
with.
Tom Green show,
Oh, okay.
not the Green Tom show.
Bro, you don't know who Tom Green is?
No, I'm not.
Don't do
familiar
that. Don't do the 30-year-old thing right now. If he didn't see it, he didn't see it. Let's not do that.
He didn't see it. Okay. Did you see Freddie Got Fingered?
I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
Okay. All right. So with the story that I wanted to bring up, which is actually is a little old, but I started to tell Retro about it, was that there was the man in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is just down the road from us. He was arrested for late fees from renting a VHS copy of Freddie Got Fingered.
It's an amazing story.
And so here's the picture. That's the guy right there. And Tom Green actually tweeted out and said, I saw this and I am struggling to believe it is real. So
I just heard that in his voice too. I saw this and I'm struggling to believe it's real.
All in all, what happened with it was it got dropped, but he was on his way taking his little girl to school and got pulled over for a tail light, and they were like, "Dude, you got a warrant out for your arrest for this VHS tape that you never returned back to a store."
You know that was a quota catch. That cop hadn't gotten arrested in a while. Like, yeah, man, this VHS tape here, the store's been closed for 14 years, but late fee's a late fee, bro.
But that's my question, man. You know, like if this was like that serious and it happened a lot, this is not going to be the first time this happened. You know,
I'm really glad I gave Fight Club back to the library a few years ago. I had it for a while and it was overdue, but I paid the $5. I'm glad because I'd be arrested now.
I would have been after you, and that's government. The government would have been after you for that Fight Club. You know,
And you know, I'm black. They sell my organs. I'm kidding.
they would They would have been all over you. And then
Jordan
you live
Peele.
right. And then you live right down the road from the fucking library. They would have been all over your ass, man.
Dead ass.
And then they landed.
And then they fucking landed. They would have landed in your ass. And
What's going on in the world we live in, damn it? What's going on? Why are there so many ostriches?
that
There's
shit
so
was
many
fucking
ostriches.
horrible. So another thing that has come up in the media that has to do with films is that Trolls. Do you know? Have you guys watched the Trolls movie?
I haven't watched either one of them, but I know what they are.
Nah, I know. Same. I'm same as Corey. Yeah.
So I've never watched it. I know what it is, and so Universal decided to release it on video or digital download or whatever, and they got a bunch of flack for it. I mean, they like all these theaters and stuff was like, dude, you said this movie was going to be out during this time, and our theaters, but now you're releasing it on video, so you're stealing from our profits. And
It's
that
petty.
was it. Well, I don't know. That was AMC theaters.
The time
versus
period right
Universal.
now with us during this COVID thing, that's petty. There's some shit going down right now. Like, chill out with your Trolls movie. Like, come on. You know you're gonna make 3 and 4.
But,
Just chill
but
out.
now, but
Shrek
now
ass
they're saying
franchise boring.
AMC is
CG
saying they're not.
films.
Gonna, AMC is saying they're not going to play any Universal.
They say that now. They're saying that now.
Any Universal films. They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're saying they're not going to do it, and that would include the Fast and the Furious movies, like the Jurassic World movies, and just a lot of movies that they say they're not going to play. And Regal Theater said they were going to do the same thing because it's like, hey man, you're screwing us over.
Now that's our theater, right? No, ours is Georgia Theater Company, right?
Yeah, they're not included. Yeah, they're not included into this.
Me and my brother's AMC. Me and my brother always go to AMC.
Yeah,
When
so,
I saw Star Wars.
yeah, well, you're not going to see the new Fast and Furious 27 there.
Oh man, seriously?
You're
Yeah,
gonna happen
brother.
for you,
I
man.
tell you what, I think you're missing out. Honestly.
But I need that in my life,
gonna
though.
see
I
it,
need them
man.
to defy physics. Okay, you know.
you're not going to see it. It's not going to be there.
Oh, I need Tyrese Gibson's teeth. Yeah. And the power walks and Fast and Furious. I love when they make whole scenes where 2 guys are just walking. Like it'll be The Rock and another buff guy, and they just walk and talk, walk and talk, walk and talk. And I love these endless, like 30-minute straightaways with no other traffic. It's like, damn, you're lucky. There were no other cars. You got to drive in one direction for like 35 minutes. That wasn't a single car. Just you in that safe in the plane or whatever. And the strong female character who dies but didn't die, but comes back with no memory, but she kisses Dom and gets like partial memory back, but it's okay. And then, yeah.
Fast and Furious synopsis.
Now, all right. So, Corey, you told me, or you messaged me and said that there was something that you wanted to bring up and talk about.
I want to write an emo song.
Yeah, you want to write an emo song?
I want to write the next Black Parade, the next
Dun,
Green Day.
All right. Hold
So
on.
carry on. I have the first line of the chorus. I wanted to run it by y'all.
Okay, number one, the Black Parade is one of my favorite albums, and I try to sell people on that album, and I think I tried to sell it to you, Caleb. I know our buddy Bo. I talked to Bo about it. I was like, dude, this is an amazing album. And I try to sell it on him, but I mean, I think Black Parade is one of of that time frame. That's one of the best albums.
That's like
from that time frame.
Helena and all that.
Paramore, Green Day, that whole era, yeah.
No, Helena wasn't on that. It's the same band, but it's not the same album. But
okay.
no, but Corey, go ahead. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Well, first of all, I'll start off by saying whatever you think about the genre of emo, whatever, it is a good album. Them motherfuckers make really good music. That dude has pipes. I admire talent. I don't care what you care about the genre. But I want to write the next sappy emo ballad that will be played by girls with colored hair and gauges. I said gauges and didn't go to my ears. Wow, that's a meme. But anyway, I have the first line of the chorus. All right, you want to hear it?
All right, make it happen.
Hell
I
yeah.
want you to tell me how you feel
Listen.
when I say these lyrics. All right,
All right, I'm closing my eyes. I'm getting in tune with it. Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
Caleb, you close your eyes too. Okay.
All right.
Close your eyes. Do you have them closed? I can't tell, Caleb. Do you have your eyes
Yes,
closed?
I have my eyes closed.
All right.
man.
All right.
Wait a minute.
mine's
Oh, wait.
closed.
Actually, no. You have to open your eyes. I forgot. There's an element of TikTok I added to it. Sorry, I fucked that all up. Open your eyes.
All right.
Enjoying the show, folks. Okay.
Open
here
your
we go.
eyes, Caleb. Go ahead.
I'll let you know with my emoji. I hope you're not freaked out by me. Isn't that sappy as fuck?
What the fuck, Corey?
I wanted to make a good show today, fellas, and I pre-gamed
it-
pretty well. I'm pretty loose.
But that goes really well with the new emoji that Facebook has out.
The carrying
Yeah.
emoji.
The care.
Care.
emoji. The
Care.
I hate when I do. It's such cringe.
It's the
such
care
cringe.
button.
Like, what the fuck is this? Why am I doing this? I'm sad. This represents my anime sadness.
Hold on. Well, I'm gonna toss it.
I
Back
need you to do it
Corey real
now.
quick. The Karen emoji.
Karen emoji.
The
Mm.
Karen.
Is this
'Cause in
something
the
new?
we're in the South. You know, when you say caring, it's gonna come out as everybody caring. You
Carol
caring?
Baskin.
Karen Basket.
Gilbert
No,
husband.
Wait, show me the emoji. There's a Karen emoji now?
Yeah, I know. It's like this.
You have it in your house?
It's like this. That's what it is.
That's not. It's Care, not Karen. You asshole. You said Karen, you cunt.
No,
I just
what
dropped
would the
something.
Karen? Like the Karen emoji be like this, like a pointing finger, like I'm the
No, be like-
Karen. I'm a Karen emoji.
They should be holding their phone, you know.
Hold on, got my phone. The Karen emoji.
What was that? You
All right.
said?
The Karen emoji, where she breaks
Oh.
out her phone and
And I
yells,
thought
Karen
I missed that moment.
yells at the manager. I'm talking to the fucking phone. All right. I feel like that we are really lacking.
We're losing the audience's attention, Mike.
We're losing. Okay, well, we have somebody that's ready to come on to the show in a minute. But before we have her come on the show, yes, we actually do know some females. We're not that it's not that horrible. We do know some women. We do.
We're not incels. We just have beards. We have beards, but we're not neck beards. All right.
But before we bring her on, I wanted to tell you guys this thing I did last night. I've kind of got like back into wrestling a little bit, and like with AEW, we've talked about this.
Yeah. As long as it's AEW, don't waste your time elsewhere.
Well, dude, some older WWE shows or whatever. So last night I come home, I did some stuff around the house. I made me something to eat. I was like, man, I want to watch a little bit of wrestling. So I put on a older SummerSlam, and I was watching it. And before we go into that, me and my little boy Jude, I do this thing with him. Like I put him into the dad chokehold. You know,
What?
mean,
The dad chokehold.
that's the move that I thought I had come up with. You know, so I would grab him and wrap his arms. I'd wrap his arm, like I'd put one arm about behind his head and put the other arm, and then I would like grab his hands and then I would like choking him.
Yeah, I've seen you do it to him before.
All right, so
Yeah, I've seen you do it to him before. I've seen you do
I was
it
just
like
choking my son, you know.
I've seen you do it.
I grab his hands and just choke him. Okay.
No. But Caleb's seen it, so like,
I'm an accessory to this crime.
so Caleb's seen it, you know. So I like take his hands and then flip him around, and I grab his arms, and then I have him like this, and then I have his hands, and I pull him back on his hands, and I'm like, yeah, dead at chokehold, tap out. So.
What the fuck?
I don't.
I know it's not abusive. It's just fucking weird. Like, yeah, did it, tap out.
So I'm watching the SummerSlam last night, and these two guys are in the ring, and the guy flips the other guy around just like I would do with Jude, and then he starts doing the same fucking move. Now, this is not a move. I thought I had made this move up. You know what I'm saying? This is not something I thought was
you move plagiarist.
But I didn't think this was something that was, you know, something that was used before. Yeah, I thought I had made this shit up, but obviously I haven't, because it's been on the fucking big stage at WWE.
Were you disappointed? Like, were you sad you weren't the originator of this? You know, this great child chokehold you made.
No, so I was like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. It's on the big stage. I'm seeing it, man. This is fucking awesome. I'm sitting there like, well, fuck, man. I got to show this to the kids. I got to show this to my old lady and everything. They're doing the dad chokehold.
I'm going to make sure when Jude gets big that he does a dad chokehold on your ass. I'm going to make sure that's reversed. I'm putting them in my memory banks. Imagine like Mike, 60 years old, and older Jude, just fucking like whatever you said. Choke him. Yeah, dad chokehold. Tap out.
Dad chokehold. How's it feel, old man? He kicks you out of your wheelchair.
All right. So hold on. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, this shit's so fucking awesome. It's happening. It's happening on fucking TV. I'm able to show my kids, show my old lady. And I took a picture of it. All right. After I showed it to him, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna take a picture of it and show it on the podcast. And then after I took the picture, I was like, holy shit, I did not think about this at all. And this is kind of fucked up. So hold on. Corey, as soon as I show you this, you're gonna realize how fucked up this is. But here it is. Here's the picture that I took from my TV.
Is that what you did to your son? And you used Chris Benoit's picture?
Yeah.
That's the wrong guy to use for this example. You fucking weirdo. Chris Benoit! Why? It's a good thing we ain't shit right now, because we'd be fucked for this. What's wrong with you, Mike? You need help, man. You make me feel mentally fucking stable, man, nigga. Damn.
I was like, oh fuck, it's Chris Benoit.
Is that the SummerSlam? Is that the one was it him doing it?
That's the one I was watching, dude. That's the picture I took.
Dude, we can't comfortably joke about Chris Benoit too much longer. We're going into a book segment from this. What are you doing? just sink the old damn ship, damn it.
My fucking stomach hurts.
This motherfucker, you.
I was like, oh my god, this guy's doing the chokehold that I do on my son, but like he literally choked his son to death. It's so fucked up. It is so fucked
Stop
up.
laughing about it. Stop. Dark humor does whatever. We've done that now. Wubba lubba dub dub. Move on, Mike.
It's
God damn it.
It's horrible. It's
It is.
fucking horrible.
It is. And I hate that I'm laughing about it. Let's reevaluate ourselves, okay? You just made me sober just now, by the way. God damn you. You fucking my shit up. I pre-gamed all well for the podcast, and your ass gonna come with some crisp chokeholds. You son of a bitch.
But Caleb can back me up. This is something I do to my son all the time. Like I run in the room and grab him and throw his arms around his neck. I'm like,
just lay it on thicker, Mike. Just lay it on thicker. Put another layer of this on. You know?
Yeah, I seen it live. It did happen.
Just overcook these grits.
But
Fuck
it was
the
like
bowl.
that.
Why hide the bowl now? We choke kids like Chris Benoit on the days of coming. Podcast.
I was so excited when I seen that shit. I was like, "Oh shit, he's
You
doing
might as well
the
go pull your
dad
dick out now or something.
I was like, "Dude, he's doing the dad at chokehold, man."
Why
And
were
I
you
brought-
excited? You know what he did.
But it didn't click in my head. It's like it did not click in my head until I had showed the kids. I'm like, look, he's doing the dad at chokehold. I showed my old lady. I was like, look, he's doing the dad at chokehold.
Thank God
Yeah, I
they
was
don't
like-
know wrestling trivia.
And then it's like after it was all said and done, I took the picture and I looked at it. I was like, oh shit, he actually choked his son to death. This is fucked up.
Is that what you told me about earlier today that you wanted to talk about? Is that what? Was that it?
Yeah.
No wonder you didn't run it by me. No wonder you didn't run it by me. I sound like Samuel Jackson in this motherfucker now. My balance is fully on. It's like, God damn. Like, oh boy, what is you doing?
God,
God.
that shit.
How are you going to segue from this? I can't wait to see because you're doing this. I'm not.
I'm
Go ahead, Captain. Steer
I'm
that
trying to-
ship.
I'm trying to figure it out.
You son of a bitch.
But the way I come to look at this SummerSlam was I just Googled like the best pay-per-views of all time, and that was number one. where Chris Benoit does the dead at chokehold.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll segue into something different. This podcast seems to be about child deaths all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, because last time you was laughing. You went from like it was a little boy on Netflix's documentary about his death and how the system failed him.
Yep.
But damn, that red microphone the judge had, though, like Key and Peele, ballets,
It seems to be the reoccurring theme.
Yeah,
children
screw
death. Great.
children deaths. I'm going to go out my way.
We're gonna
now.
be so successful.
I'm gonna go out my way now just to find children deaths to talk about now. How morbid is that shit?
No, you're not.
Yeah. I don't fucking don't threaten me. I won't fucking do it.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It is funny, but it's not funny. Dark humor funny, but dark humor is like getting cringy now too. On some real shit. It's easy to have dark humor. Oh, autism. You know?
But I mean, like you're like professional. Like
No,
what-
I'm not. I'm not a professional comedian. I'm a wannabe comedian. I like that title, wannabe.
You keep up with all that shit. But we're gonna change up the whole mood, and we're going to bring in. Do you want to do the introduction right here, Caleb?
It's his
Caleb?
wife.
Caleb, Caleb?
What the
are
introduction?
you
of what?
here? Your fucking wife.
Oh, this is Brittany's book segment. I forgot what that official
Can you
title was.
introduce her? Introduce her before you do her segment.
This is my wife, Brittany. She's gonna talk
Hello.
about books.
Hi,
There she
Brittany.
is.
Hello.
How you
How are
doing?
you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Welcome
okay?
to the Days of Comics Past podcast. I'm sure you've been here before,
Yeah, just in the background.
right? You have a book for us today?
I do.
Now, you were on an episode before, or a couple episodes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about fucking books, man. I don't
Okay.
read them, but let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, you might want to read this one after we talk about it. So I was actually gonna segue the whole child death thing for you, Mike.
Please do.
Before we get into my book segment, so I had a hard pill to swallow. That Caleb let me know that The Mandalorian takes place before the last Star Wars movie, which means that if really Rey and Kylo Ren were the last Jedi, then Baby Yoda probably dies.
Oh yeah. Baby Yoda.
He's gonna die. I know he's gonna die.
But so I'm wearing a shirt in memory of Baby Yoda.
Oh,
today.
what?
Wait, let's see. Okay. I got it for $5.
Attack.
Protect, attack, snack.
And
The Mandalorian was a masterpiece, though, wasn't it?
It is. It's gonna continue.
Yeah, it was
to
a
be.
great television show.
I know it's gonna continue. I just said
And,
I said was
I-
because it's only been one season.
I
Two
think
seasons.
I told you, Caleb, that Baby Yoda was dead.
Yeah, that's why I had to break the news to Brittany.
So
Yeah, literally sucked.
so you can thank me for giving him that information.
I always knew he was gonna have to die. I kind of always knew there's no way in that time. First of all for the setting, but they can't keep that character alive. That they want to rip our hearts out. I knew Disney wants to destroy us. I'm waiting on that.
That's
Yeah,
it.
the book.
So, yeah, that broke my heart.
Dead.
This is the
Damn,
way.
Mike.
So I'm just
Punch
gonna.
him in his knitted face. Punch him in his little green knitted fluffy face.
He's
I'm
looking
gonna
at me
pretend
fucking
he
weird.
didn't die. And Mike, why don't you go ahead and do the chokehold on him?
His
Yeah,
arms are
do the deadhead chokehold on him. Why don't you?
Do the chokehold while you're at
fucking-
it. Demonstrate it
Hold
on the
Fucking child murderer.
now that I'm here. Hold on. I can't really do it. Like his arms aren't.
His
long
little
enough.
arms are too short.
Like this. It's like and then you gotta go. Ah!
What the fuck?
I think
Yeah,
he's gonna take this so far that he's gonna be John Wayne Gacy for Halloween this year. Yo, we're supposed to talk about the book. Hold on now. Come on now. What's the title of the book?
All right. So, hold on. Before we start talking about a book or whatever, we literally have 0 viewers, so we're by ourselves now.
They're gonna watch it
So-
later. They'll watch it later.
But Brittany, what? So you wanted to start doing like a thing reviewing books, right?
Yeah. So I actually wanted to start, since your whole theme with your podcast is chasing your muse. So one of the things that really inspires me is reading. So you could say that's one of my muses. So I thought it would be a good breakout opportunity for future booktubing things.
So you're gonna try it out here. Now, my next question is, why are you and Caleb sitting in the same house that I can only see you?
Because I'm in front of my bookshelf for the theme. See,
You're an
I have
asshole,
a
Mike.
wand. A wand.
Okay. All right. So,
What's a book?
what do you have an Android phone?
No, I have an iPhone.
Oh God. Okay. Well, you know what? You and Caleb will both fit on that iPhone if he wants to come down there. Just saying.
I don't. I set up the background. If we were in the camera, then he would be in the way of the background, and my cat's like low key trying to get in it. So
I think
All right.
Grayson is doing a hell of a job right now. So
it's really just me and him right now. So
All right. So are you ready to talk about the book?
Yeah, we can't.
She's been ready to talk about the fucking book. You've been stopping her, motherfucker.
I mean, do you want to meet my cat?
Boom. That fucker right there. That fucking asshole.
Great, Jane. Nemi's your good buddy.
I like her. I like their cats.
That's a boy cat.
Yeah,
He's still
that's Grayson. That's like Dick Grayson, like Nightwing.
He's named
Like-
after Night.
like dick.
Actually takes place in a whole nother world. So you have to basically take every preconceived notion that you have about this world and throw it in the trash.
But I didn't have any.
Well,
So
you sometimes when people read a book, so there are different two types of fantasy, really. But there's more than two, but really it's separated in different levels. So the high fantasy is when it's a whole different world, a whole different types of people. So like the Lord of the Rings, that's something that most people are familiar with. So that is actually a high fantasy. So some people have a hard time imagining a world that's completely different than the earth we live on.
okay.
So that's
Now when I just looked over, kind of like just skimmed over what
Right.
this was about. It kind of come off to me like maybe a little bit Game of Thrones, maybe.
the plot twists are definitely Game of Thrones worthy plot twists, I would say. But for me, it definitely gives me more of a Hunger Games feel. Like if Hunger Games and Game of Thrones were like mashup, that's what this reminds me of. So I can go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So it
There'll be a
starts
lot
with-
of kids fucking. I'm sorry.
They're not gonna be choking the kids. They're gonna be fucking the kids.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just want to throw a joke in. Well, you keep going.
Okay, so nobody is fucking yet. Like, so actually, I don't think that this is that kind of book. But I did promise Mike that I would do one of those kind of books next. Okay,
Hmm.
so in this book, it starts with Mayor Barrow. That's her name, and she's living with her mom and dad and sister in this stilts community. Which is like a river town, basically. In the whole town, like they are fishermen, and that's kind of, and they're poor, and that's kind of the lifestyle that they live. The world they live in is separated in kind of like a class system between silver-blooded people and red-blooded people. The
Now,
silver-blooded
like that's one thing I did see. Is that their names? Like their silver and the red, is that their names?
yeah,
I'm
pretty
sorry, I
much.
cut you off. But
Like basically what they
but
call
it's
them
like they're-
is the silvers or the reds.
okay. So it's like just groups of people, or is that like their names?
No,
Like
they have actual names.
Romeo and Juliet, like Romeo and Juliet, like the what is it, Montague or whatever?
Right. Well, the main character, her name is Mayor Barrow. So,
Okay.
and then like they have last names, like different people have different last names. Like they all have like a first, second, and last name.
Okay, I'm with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But they have two different types of blood. Like right now, like if I cut myself, my blood is red, right? But there's these other people and their blood is silver. And the people who have red blood are kind of like normal people, like just everyday people like us. And then the silver bleeding people, those people actually have powers. So like they can't produce fire, but they can control fire. So think like Avatar. So some of them can like move the earth. Some of them can like bend metal. Some of them can do like air bending. Some of them are water benders, and they have like different classes as well. So they'll like if they have
Fire Nation for life.
if they had like impenetrable skin, they're called like a stone skin, I think is what they're called. I might be wrong on that. But basically, like they have different names like that. The people who can try to control the water are nymphs. And so but it definitely gave me like that Avatar feel, right? Like whatever the element was that they could control, it had to be present. So they couldn't just like, oh, I'm gonna make a fire out of nowhere. Like the firebenders have like little bracelets that create like a spark, and then they can control the spark into a big flame. It's pretty
Are
awesome.
they called benders?
No, but that's what I call them in my mind.
Okay, I got you.
They're called silvers, the silvers. So yeah, the different silvers that have different powers have different nicknames based on their powers that classify them. So as a fear tactic,
hold on, Jude, because you want to bust up the room, do you want to go on Facebook Live?
If you choke that
Well,
boy,
come
I
on,
swear to God,
man.
I'm getting off this
Come
podcast.
on,
If you choke that boy, I'm getting off here.
And you know that's how I witnessed it too. It was like,
Boom, there he is. Hold on. Let me show you.
oh man, don't do it.
You did it,
Corey laughed.
We lost Corey.
Dang.
Oh man.
All right. Unlike Crispin Wise kid, he lived. So I'm sorry. He busted in the room. It felt like the right time to do that.
Dang.
Wow.
So do the Reds have powers like the Silvers do?
Okay, so that brings us to where we are. So basically in the book, the Silvers, they do all these different things to the Reds to control them, so that the Reds are basically like servants to the Silvers, okay? Because the Reds are normal people. They don't typically have powers. So like if they're fishermen, then they sell the fish to the Silvers like really cheap, and then the Silvers like they control everything. Like they're rich, like they have like they have a lot of wealth basically, and then the Reds are like really really poor. So the character that you follow in the book, Mare, she has some things happen to her, and I don't want to give too many spoilers because I have a friend that might watch this and she's in the middle of the book.
Okay.
But she runs into this character who kind of shows her some pity. I'm gonna give some spoilers coming up. Just gonna drop that there. So after she meets him, someone comes to her door that she used to know and tells her that the king and the prince or whatever, the royal family, requests her presence. So Mare's like, oh crap, and she goes with the girl because she doesn't have a choice, basically. Like, you either go or you probably are gonna get killed. So she goes with the girl, and she finds out that she's actually going to be a servant to the royal family, which is like a really great job for a Red. Like, that is like an unimaginable miracle. Like, that should not have happened. So you find out that as you go on, she's serving at this ballroom basically, and all the Silvers are there, and there's this opening in the floor, and there's this blue electric fence between the opening and the floor, and then there's like an arena below the floor, and then there's like all these really fancy tables where they're having like a dinner, and they can like look down into the floor and see this arena. Does that make sense in your head?
Yeah.
So but the arena was protected by this electrical fence that you could look through. So as she's serving, she's walking around and the floors move or whatever, and she realizes what it is it's actually kind of like a coronation ball of sorts, but where the daughters of noble families try out and display their power, and whoever is the most powerful gets to marry the king's eldest son, which is the heir to the throne.
Interesting.
So she would become queen, and she's chosen based on the strength of her power. So the last person goes, and she's actually a metal bender, and her name was Evangeline. And when she goes, she basically throws like metal through the fence, and it gets everybody's attention because they're all like freaked out, like, oh shit, I could have got hit by this piece of metal. Then when it comes back down, she actually rips the pipes out of the ceiling and bends like metal out of the floor and things. And when it does, one of the ledges actually collapses, and it's the ledge that Mare is standing on. She's clumsy naturally, so she actually falls into the electric fence, and she gets electrocuted. She gets electrocuted like super duper bad, like to the point where all of her clothes almost like fry off. And then she falls into the pit where Evangeline is.
Hold on just a minute. Jude, I'm doing a podcast. Get out of the room. Don't be over here asking me stuff. Do you want the real Dad chokehold? Get out. Don't dance. Get out. This is the problem with doing this at home. Go ahead, Brittany. I'm sorry. Oh God, I don't know what's going on. Caleb, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Yeah, you can't turn your phone sideways, Brittany.
Okay, hold on. I had to plug it up. So,
okay. That's why I asked you earlier. The reason I asked you earlier if you had an iPhone or Android, because if you had a Android, you could turn it sideways. It would make the picture wider. That's why I asked earlier. Yeah, but go ahead.
Well, I have two webcams, but I couldn't get them to work. So, but next time I'll be better. I'll have my laptop and I'll charge it before. So back to the book. So basically, she got electrocuted. She fell into this pit. She should have died, but she did not. So she gets up, and when she gets up, she someone says, like, put your hands up or something like that. But I don't know something happens, and she puts her hands in the air. And when she does, all the electricity, basically, she had absorbed it, and she shoots it up out of her fingertips through the arena roof up into the area where all these royal silvers were. And they knew she was a red because she was a servant. So they were like, what the fuck? Because she should not have powers, right? And then, so she takes off running and trying to get free, basically, and then the Silver Guard catches her. She ends up going to the royal family, and then they tell her, when she sees them, she realizes that man that took pity on her, that we talked about earlier, is actually the king's eldest son, the prince. Wow. Big surprise. Plot twist. So instead of just killing her, they said that they couldn't just do that because then people would ask questions. And so they didn't want the silvers to ask too many questions. I guess they didn't see blood. So the royal family decided that since there was no blood spilled and no one knew any different, that they would make this story that they found her and that she was actually the long lost daughter of this silver general. And they were going to have her marry their second oldest son, who was going to be the prince, not the king. And basically just to keep her in their grips, and she would fake to be a silver so that the reds wouldn't rise up and so that the silvers wouldn't freak out. So in the midst of all of this happening, in the world that this exists, there's actually a kind of a uprising, a rebellion where some of the reds are rebelling against the silvers for their freedom. So basically she gets involved with this rebellion, Mare does, and starts working for them undercover. And basically at the end of the last book, her and the youngest prince have a kind of a falling out, a big, huge one, because he's a liar. He was helping her and he was helping the rebellion, but it actually turned out that him and his mother had tricked the eldest brother, Mare, and the king. And the mother, the queen at the time, is super duper evil, the mother of the youngest brother. She is a mind control person. They call them, I think, like a whisper or something like that. But she basically gets in the eldest prince's head and makes him stab his father in front of his entire army. So now it looks like that he has betrayed her, and then Mare is now like known as a fugitive, and so is the eldest prince, and they end up going with this rebellion at the end of the first book, and it has them both in kind of a crazy place of like where they both have to reconsider because she grew up her life hating the Silvers because she was always treated, you know, subhuman, really like a slave, and then and really, you know, it was really wrong, and she hated them so much. But the Silvers, they also didn't see the Reds as human.
Oh. You there, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, somehow with Brittany.
Babe, you're
right,
having some lag.
all right. So I'm just gonna cut in real quick. Our good buddy Paul said what's up, and Paul. The reason I wanted to bring that up is because Paul played on our theme music. Paul, I think you met Paul at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So Paul played on the theme. Thank you for watching, Paul. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Paul, well, I have you here, and we're talking about you. I know you are interested in doing some podcast stuff. Hit me up. Let me know. We'll make some stuff happen. That's for sure. Are you back with us, Brittany?
Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, you're back with us. Oh, now she is completely gone.
That's not good.
Well, it
That's
sounds
not
like
good.
it sounds like it's hold on. I think she's coming back. It sounds like a pretty interesting book. I don't read. Brittany, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm back. Okay, and I'm good. I accidentally hit a button that time.
All right. So overall, you told us a whole lot about the book. Overall,
Yes.
the read. I mean, on a scale to 1 to 10, what would you rate the book?
Honestly, I would have to say probably like a 7.
A 7.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's really great once you get into it, but the first 5 chapters are they're plot builders. So like they're a little slow. And a lot of people have trouble getting into that. A lot of people that I've recommended the book to that are reading it have a hard time getting past that first part. But once you get past that, it's great. Like the plot twists, like are amazing. The relationships, the character development, like I think all of it was great. But just the beginning, like I think that, you know, if it had been a little bit more intense, it would be more people would enjoy it more, be able to get more into it to be able to enjoy it.
Okay. Well,
I get where you're coming from.
More like cutthroat, maybe like Game of Thrones type. Like,
well, in all honesty, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I actually started reading Game of Thrones too, and I think that it starts slow as well. So I think anything that, I mean, I would say a lot of my favorite books do start really slow because it is a lot of plot building at the beginning. And a lot of people have a hard time getting past that.
Well, you know, some of the best stories are the most in-depth stories, and it takes time to build on something when there's a lot of information to take in. So sometimes it does take 5 chapters to get that, you know, introduction. You know?
Right. And like in this book too, like she is, in reality, she's creating a whole world. So like in those first few chapters, you are seeing this world kind of develop in your mind, so that you can imagine it when you get to those really awesome scenes. Like there's a couple like battle scenes in here where it's like, you know, you see like I'm gonna call them firebenders, but they're not. But you see like them like throwing fire. You see like these people, they don't even use guns. Like they just like do like, and then like bullets fly at you. Like just, you know, and just some of the scenes, like there's one character, I'm not gonna give a spoiler, but there's one character and he can jump, like they call him like I guess like a skipper. Basically, he can run and then he like sonic booms like and just appears like way down the line of where he was trying to run. It's kind of like the Flash, but not really. But like, so there's all these different powers and there's like these awesome battle scenes, and then you do have a couple romantic scenes. There is like there's a couple romance triangles involved, and I mean overall.
Oh snap!
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. So fucking.
Not
You
not
say
that.
romance. It's so fucking.
All right, so
going on.
7 out of 10, huh?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
All right.
Now, Caleb, I know you had a comment for Caleb's Corner, obviously, because you can see that Caleb is the Hulk, but I think that we have kind of run out of time. But I hate that Corey's not here for this, but I had a video I wanted to show you guys real quick. It won't the last episode, but maybe the episode before, we talked about Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
We played the video from Puddle of Mud. Somebody, well, they did more songs during that little set list, and I had one I wanted to show. So, are you ready? What the fuck are you doing, Caleb? Are you typing?
No,
What do you do? Just pay attention for fucking 5 minutes, and then you can do it, whatever the fuck you want to do.
I'm not typing, dude. I'm not doing anything.
What the fuck are you chewing on your chair or something? What the fuck is the popping noise?
I have no idea, dude.
All right, are you ready? We're gonna play the video.
I don't know what's going on with the audio.
All right,
not me.
It might be me. I'm gonna go ahead and drop. Bye.
Love you,
Bye,
babe.
Brittany. Okay, it was Brittany. All right, so we're gonna watch this real quick, then we'll get out of here. All right, you ready? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
All right. Boom. There it is.
Oh my god. Hold on.
There it is. And I hate that Corey's not here. I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I guess it's because I choked Jude, but here it is, man.
Butterfly in the sky, you can go twice as high. Take your lane, it's in a spring, breathing rain. I can't go anyway. Blazing to go. Leading rain, reading rain,
Boom. How fucking amazing is that shit?
That was pretty hilarious.
I feel like we need to watch it. I feel like we need to watch him one more time.
We can.
I don't.
Butterfly in the sky, you can go twice as high. Take your lane, it's in a spring, breathing rain. I can go anyway. Blazing to go.
That is crazy. Whoever made it done a good job. I give him that.
I know. That dude's face.
Yeah, he was
face,
like, "What is
that
going
shit
on?"
is
right now?
so amazing. Oh man. Well, I don't know what the fuck happened to Corey, man, but I guess we'll get at I guess I don't know if he got mad because I put Jude to the dado chokehold, or I don't know what the fuck happened. I'll have to go back and watch what happened.
I don't know. I know we've been having problems with the stream quality of the stream, though.
Well. This has been a very sloppy but fucking amazing episode.
Hey,
I
Mike.
love
Hey,
it.
Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Life doesn't
Go
give
ahead.
us purpose. We give life purpose.
And chase your fucking muse.